Welcome back to Wake Up Canada News. I'm Brad Wilder. Bill Gates is quietly joining forces with Blackrock and his longtime ally Peter Brabeck-Lamath, the former Nestle CEO who once said that water should not be a human right. Together, they're executing a strategic takeover of America's most critical resource, the water supply. By cornering the market, Gates and his globalist colleagues are positioning themselves as the gatekeepers of survival. This isn't just about profit. It's about control at the most fundamental level. When you control the food, you control the people. But when you control the water, you control life itself. A new book aimed at exposing the billionaire class says Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates' investments in patented fertilizers, fake meat, and U.S. farmland aren't saving the planet, but rather enriching his bank account. Controligarchs, a new word for you, which hits bookshelves Tuesday, examines billionaires like Bill Gates and how their wealth controls the levers of power that dominate the everyday life of average citizens. Author and investigative journalist Seamus Bruner, who led the teams whose findings sparked multiple FBI investigations and congressional probes into the Clinton and Biden families. A new book aimed at exposing the billionaire class says Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates' investments into patented fertilizers, fake meat, and U.S. farmland aren't saving the planet but rather enriching his bank account only. First it was patented seeds and patented fertilizers, and now they're patenting meat. Banning cattle would grant effective monopolies to the alternative protein companies and benefit investors such as Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and even Blackrock. Fake meats are about controlling the food market, not saving the planet. Bruner said in an interview with Fox News Digital. Peter Schweitzer, author of Red-Handed, Clinton Cash, and Profiles in Corruption, wrote the foreword to Controligarchs, in which he said in the book, peers into the future and provides a haunting and revelationary expose of the leftist elite playbook for the next 5 years. One chapter of the book focuses on the war on farmers and makes the case that tech giants like Gates are monopolizing the nation's food supply. The takeover of the food system, like so many other control schemes in this book, began with the Rockefellers and was advanced by Bill Gates. Like most of their monopolies, from oil to software and eventually biotechnology, the takeover of food is all about controlling the intellectual property of food production through trademarks, copyrights, and patents, the book states. Bruner outlines Gates' connection to the Green Revolution, a series of agricultural advances made possible by Rockefeller-funded research and design in the 1940s to help solve the crisis of poverty and starvation at the time. The Green Revolution was simultaneous proof that problems like poverty and famine could be solved through human innovation, and that solutions such as genetically modified pesticide-resistant crops can present new problems like pollution, resource exhaustion, and the consolidation of small-scale and family-owned farms into giant corporate-controlled farms, it reads. But rather than take responsibility for the new problems, the Rockefellers took all the credit for the crop abundance while blaming the new problems on the convenient scapegoat of climate change, Bruner writes. Now the controligarchs claim they can solve the climate crisis with new patented miracle products that happen to make themselves even richer and once again at the expense of small-scale independent farmers, he adds. Bruner documents the outrage of farmers and the world after the push to ban more traditional and affordable crop nutrients, and he notes that restrictions on traditional fertilizer that the farmers said would bankrupt them were only put into place after Gates and his buddies had secured the intellectual property for the replacement fertilizers. Bruner continues that for more than a decade, as he was targeting the fertilizer industry, Bill Gates has also been quietly buying up large swaths of American farmland. All totaled, Gates has spent over $1 billion on farm acquisitions and the Agenda 2030 compliant technologies they now employ. Bruner says Agenda 2030 is a United Nations initiative purported to target eliminating extreme poverty, reducing inequality, and protecting the planet. But when Gates buys tens of thousands of acres, he's not just buying the land, he's also buying the rights to the water below ground. In addition to farms and the irrigation and fertilizers, Gates has been hunting for sizable interests in water and water treatment, a crucial component when seeking to control the agricultural industry, Bruner notes. Another section of the book warns Gates' next target is synthetic meat companies like Beyond Meat and Impossible Foods, which have received more than 24 patents for their fake meat and fake dairy. Those products have more than 100 patents pending already. Gates has already invested millions into such companies, although the consumers at large are not yet keen on the products. Bruner notes that Gates' foray into fake meat market comes as the Microsoft inventor warned that cow flatulence is a significant contributor to climate change. And it should come as no surprise that while the peasants are expected to eat fermented fungi, lab-grown meats, and maggot milkshakes, the control oligarchs with their private chefs have no intention of doing the same if the recent behavior is any indicator, Bruner says. Bill Gates and Warren Buffett famously love eating beef burgers and steaks when Gates visits his mentor in Omaha. Zuckerberg likes smoking beef brisket and grilling pork ribs from real cows and pigs and says meats taste doubly better when you hunt for an animal yourself, Bruner writes. Fox News Digital reached out to the Gates Foundation but did not receive any response in time for publication. This article was written by Brianna Herlihey. Thanks for watching Wake Up Canada News. Please like, share, and follow us on all your favorite socials or stop by our website at wakeupcanadanews.com. If you have a hot tip, reach out and email us too at info@wakeupcanadanews.com. Thanks for watching. Till next time, remember you're the voice, and it's time to make it count. I'm Brad Wilder, and I'll see you soon.